This is my second cup of coffee. I had to wake up with the coffee, as usual for me. And then I went on a brief bike ride, 25 minutes, to check out the building of our new house. Um, check out my YouTube for a upload of that video. Lots of things going on here, so I decided I'd give you a quick update for those of you who are interested in the ongoings of the artist formerly known as Steve the Teacher, now known as Afam Steve. First of all, YouTube. I got, like, in the last 2 or 3 days, 20 new subscribers. That's amazing for me. Amazing. Not good, amazing. And I'm very grateful, and I'm getting good, insightful comments, not just, the usual troll stuff. So that's great. I just started TikTok last week, believe it or not. And basically for the new wrestling character. And I've got 52 followers in less than a week, and about 400 likes. So that's good for me. I'm happy. Other people might think that's nothing, but cliche. But the journey starts with the first step, and this is a big first step as far as I'm concerned. Fitness supplements. Sold 4 products yesterday, 2 the day before. It just seems to be with those products, like I'll have 2 or 3 good days in a row, and then it'll be quiet for 2 or 3 weeks. And then, but that's the nature of the industry lately, ever since the pandemic, actually. It hasn't been the same. And I'm okay with that because it's not my primary source of income. It's far from it. So any bonus I get, in fact, whatever profits I make are going into my new gym. So, every sale I'm grateful for. Online training also going very well. Now, with the Beat Studio, I've been with them about 6 months. I went through a long training process, no pun intended. Well, actually, the pun was intended. And it's broken up into quarters, and within each quarter is an 8-week program. So we just started week 6 of the first quarter. Not getting the reaction that I had hoped. I don't have that many subscribers. They assure me that that I should consider the first quarter more like a soft opening, and that by quarter 2 things will pick up. Good morning, Daniel. I'm at my porch in the Philippines, in Ilocos Norte, Surat. But this will only be my porch for another 6 to 8 months because we're building our dream home a couple of kilometers away. So, yeah, I'm just sitting on the porch having a cup of coffee. I'll be training. Let me see if I can. Very north Luzon. Very north Luzon. Let me move that leaf. I am right next to Laoag City, Surat. In fact, the new house is technically in Laoag City, but it's not really part of the city itself. It's more like the countryside. But I'm just enjoying my coffee. I have 2 training sessions coming up, one at 8 and one at 9. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It's the other side of the country, I believe. I have some clients in Davao. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit that like button, comment. You know the whole drill. So right now, anyway, I've been working real hard with the Beat Studio, and honestly, I don't really have much to show for it. I like to say I was born in America. I haven't been there in many years, and I really have no plan of going back. unless there's like a family emergency or something. But other than that, so I lived in China for 5 years. I lived in Cambodia for a few months, and then I've been in the Philippines for slightly over 2 years now. This is where my wife's from. This is where her family is. So this is where we'll be staying. Uh, so as I was saying, for the Beat Studio, I've been working very hard for almost half a year, and don't have too much to show for it. Don't have any real live members other than our staff. Um, haven't really made any money yet, uh, which is okay because I see what they're trying to build and I want to be a part of it. So that's great. But I'm also working for another agency right now, our platform rather, Jimage. And in 1 week, just monitoring classes, I didn't even conduct my own. I was what they call the backup trainer, and I made 6,000 pesos in 1 week. Um, and that's, just for like 5 or 6 30-minute classes. So that's a definite difference in philosophies. Also, the Jimage, I don't really need to promote it. It promotes itself. So, but you never close a door on one because the other door might close. You don't close the door behind you because somebody might close the door in front of you. I mean, I don't really understand how Jimage. They're still in the testing phase, no less, and yet they're paying us. Yeah, definitely see as much as you can. I try and go to Manila as often as I can. We go to Baguio, Vegan, all up in Luzon area. So even though I'm making way more money in the first week at Jimage than I've made total in 6+ months of work at the Beat Studio, um, I still see that there is a great potential for it, and it's great people. I love working with them. They're all very talented and energetic and creative. So, as long as things don't, I'm retired, so I have the time to work for multiple platforms. I'm actually starting a new one on April 1st as well, plus the pre-existing one, 99C.fit, which I've been with for 2 years. So there's, plenty of time in my day to work for multiple online training platforms. And if they don't have any issues with me working for other platforms, then I certainly don't. Each is different. Each offers something different. Different target audiences, different philosophies, different training routines. So, yeah, I can definitely do that. So what else is going on? Oh my gosh. I will be going to Manila in 2 days for my wrestling show. I am a professional wrestler. Yes, I'm 57 years old. Yes, I'm still an active professional wrestler. And I'm debuting a new character this Sunday in Manila. So I'm very excited about that. I did not create the character. They created, and they asked if it was something I thought I could do. And I said yes, because I can do anything. I'm just being funny there. Those of you who know me know that I'm not the most confident person in the world. So for yes, I can do anything is not really a typical response of mine. So they created the character, and it seems to be taking off. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate and say I've gone viral, but there's definitely, there's multiple people making posts, and there's probably about 3,000 likes already. And then a couple people pointed out to me, just because somebody doesn't click like doesn't mean they don't like it. So, there might be 3,000 likes, but there might be 5 or 6,000 people who watched it and enjoyed it. And that's just the promotional videos, the introductions to my new character. And it's fun. It's different. I've been doing the same character for over 20 years, so it's a nice change of pace. It's different, and so far so good, but I'll know for sure this weekend. We have the meet and greet in the Green Hills Mall on Saturday, and then we have the show itself on Sunday. And I'm combining that trip with a business trip with the Beat Studio. They're going to pick me up, and I'm going to stay in their studio for a couple of days while I'm in Manila, but I'm also going to be recording video and doing a photo shoot and meeting other staff and meeting our content creators. So everything's wrapped up. It's going to be a very busy 3 days. I mean, theoretically, I should be there longer. And it's tough at the Beat because everyone else on the staff lives in Manila. I can only get out there once every couple months. So there's a lot of stuff going on that I kind of feel left out on. Good coffee. So I have my 2 classes today for Gymyg. That's Gymyg. Very creative spelling. I like it. So far, so good. The most confusing part is the Gymyg is because they're based in California. So there's a big time difference. Now, I'm from the East Coast. So 12 hours is much. If it's 5 a.m. here, it's 5 p.m. the previous day there. Easy. But now I got to take into account the additional 3 hours. So it's a 15-hour difference. And it gets confusing because one of the platforms is on California time, one is on Filipino time, one is on Australian time. So in the last 2 weeks or so, I've really lost sense of what day it really is. So that's about it. I'll be doing my shoulder and leg workout later, but I'm going to do a very light version because I'm coming off of an injury still. Plus, I have the wrestling event, so I don't want to do anything too drastic. So I'm just going to do resistance bands. Maybe even while I'm at work. We own a small convenience store here. I call it work, but it's not really work because I'm the boss. I go there by choice. If I don't want to go, I don't go. If I want to leave, I leave. So, but it's just easier to say go to work. For all intents and purposes, I really am retired. We have a house guest who came from Las Vegas. She's actually born in the Philippines, but she's been in Hawaii and Las Vegas all of her life. And she's been staying with us. And it's really, I mean, it's not her fault, but it's affected my diet negatively. I'm the one who always says 0 excuses accepted ever. But when we're entertaining and we're going to different places and they don't have the healthy food options that I need, when in Rome. So I haven't stepped on the scale all week, which is not like me. I step on it every day. But I don't want to see it. So, and I don't want to get depressed before the wrestling event. So I'll do the best I can with what I have. And just go full steam ahead next week when I get back from Manila. There's my beautiful wife working hard as always. She's doing the daily polishing of the e-bike. And when I say e-bike, I really hate to call it a bike because it's not like a bicycle. It's not like a motorbike or a scooter. It's more like a 3-wheeled golf cart. Runs on electricity. Whenever we bring it into the shop for maintenance, nobody can believe that it's over a year old now. By the way it looks, and that's because my wife really maintains it well. She cleans it off every day, and we've added some accessories to it. And I'm much more excited about my bicycle. We bought bicycles a couple weeks ago, and I've been doing an hour a day cardio on the stationary bike in my little home gym, but being able to go for a ride outside is definitely another more enjoyable method, of course. I'm not up to the hour yet. The most I've done is like 30 minutes so far. What I do is I set the alarm, the timer rather, stopwatch, whatever you want, for 15 minutes. And I go as far as I can into 15 minutes, and then when it goes off, the timer runs out, I turn around and go home. And so I'll build on it, but that's also something that I want to wait for next week when I get back. So next week, instead of setting it for 15, I'll set it for 20. There's a limited, from where we're living right now, there's not too many places that I can go on a long distance ride. There's the highway to the city. It's not a highway, it's just a busy street, and it's really too busy and too narrow to ride a bike on. And then in the other direction, there's a massive hill, which I haven't made it up yet. I've tried it twice, and I've made it about 75% of the way up. And what goes up must go down, and whoa, it's really hard to stay in. I'm riding the brake the entire way down. That's how steep it is. So I have to get beyond that point. So the only other real way to go is towards our new house and just keep going further past it. But I'm not that far from running out of room on that road. So now she's cleaning the dog cage. We have 3 dogs. One of them is a big dog, and here in this part of the Philippines, everyone has a big dog in a cage outside the house. And I can tell she's cleaning it because, well, first of all, I can hear the water running, but I can also smell the poop. So she's rinsing that out. I do it in the evening. She does it in the morning. But you probably didn't really need to know that, right? Okay, so lots going on. YouTube blowing up. Don't know why. Very happy. New to TikTok. Enjoying that. You can check me out at Afam Steve. The YouTube channel, by the way, is Steve the Teacher 1, but if you're watching this, you probably know that already. I've got the books. I've got the 4 training platforms. Plus, I do my own freelance online training as well. I'm in between clients right now. I have 2 that have paid but aren't ready to start just yet. You can order my books. I have 3 books out. I'm working on the 4th book. One is about professional wrestling. One is about fitness. One is about being a teacher in China for 5 years. The 4th book, the one I'm writing right now, it doesn't sound exciting when I mention, but it's about all of the part-time and seasonal jobs that I've had over my life. And I never really realized it, but when I talk to people and the topic comes up and, oh, I had a job that was similar to that once, especially when I was a teacher, my students used to say, wow, you've worked in a lot of places. And I'm like, I guess I did. I didn't really realize that. And a lot of them were not typical. I had jobs as a teenager, for example, but I never worked at a fast food restaurant. I was dispatching taxis when I was 14 years old. I was working in music venues. I was juggling in nightclubs. So, yeah, a lot of strange jobs. And even on my path to becoming a teacher, a lot of part-time jobs. I've worked in the wine and liquor industry for part-time for 25 years. So I don't know if you could call it part-time, but I would teach all day and then work every evening in wine stores for 25 years, different stores, all different experiences in different states. So I've worked at a call center for a bank. I've worked at a pet store. I've worked in a home supply store, Lowe's to be exact. lots of online jobs. Even when I was starting teaching, I used to call myself like the substitute warrior. Before I had a full-time teaching position, I was like a mercenary substitute teacher, and I worked for 15 different districts at the same time. Whoever called me first got me first, and a lot of good stories from there. Um, I've worked in. One of my first teaching jobs was a teacher's assistant for special needs kids at a summer camp. I never worked harder in my life, and I'm glad that it was only a 6-week program because it would have killed me. Even when I was teaching, I always proctoring exams, working at night school, working at summer school. I was in charge of a GED program in Brooklyn. So there was always extra stuff. So that stuff's in the book. I didn't really put any of the teaching experience because that was full-time job, so it doesn't really fit the book itself. But all of the side jobs related. So interesting stuff, different stuff, drama, celebrities, it's a little bit of everything there. So I'll be done with that book in a couple of weeks, and then the publishing process will be a couple of months from there. That's the last book I see myself doing. I also have a course on training with resistance bands available on the Udemy platform, and I'm very proud of that. It took a lot of work to produce. I don't say I'm an expert on anything, but when it comes to resistance bands, I'm about as close as you can get. Between necessity and ingenuity, I really know just about everything there is to know about it, and I never stop learning, by the way. I'm still taking courses, but I made this video on Udemy. A video is really not the best way to describe it. It's a course. It's a video instruction course, and it teaches you everything that I know. It runs 3 hours and 53 minutes. 3 hours and 43 minutes? Yeah, I'm sorry. 56 videos lasting 3 hours and 43 minutes on every aspect of resistance band training, from beginner to advanced. I don't want to go into all of it, but there's something for everyone there. It's a good course. I have it on a permanent discount because, quite frankly, the price that Udemy is asking for it is ludicrous. They want $44.99, and they base it on similar courses, they say. But I wouldn't pay it. So I have it on a permanent discount of $12.99, and I didn't pick that price either. They give you 3 options, and that was the lowest priced option. So for that discount code, it's always going to be the first 3 letters of the month, capital, if that makes a difference, and then 2024. So for example, this month the discount is MAR, capital, 2024. One word, no space, no underscore, none of that. And that will give you the discounted price. And I want everyone to take advantage of it because I'd rather sell it to 100 people and make, this is just for, I don't even know what I make, but $1 a copy than to sell it to one person and make 100. You see what I'm saying? I'm a numbers guy. I like checking back on results, and the same thing with the YouTube. I'm always checking to see how many subscribers I have. Numbers, for some reason, are important to me. Even when I have the volume set on the television, I don't like it to be 37. I want it to be either 35 or 40. I don't know why. I'm not obsessive compulsive about it, but I like it. I don't think anything bad is going to happen if I'm watching TV on 37 volume. But I just prefer it to be a rounder number. I was going to say even number, but I don't really mean that. I just mean on intervals of 5. Don't know, just the way I am. So, like when I'm trying to get 10,000 steps every day, but when I switched from the exercise bike to the outdoor bike, my numbers dropped a little bit. And part of it is because I haven't built up the time yet, but also I don't think that every step gets registered when I'm pedaling. So, my friend said, I was telling him about it. My good friend said, "Well, what do you care about the number if you work?" Because I do. I do. I want to hit that 10,000. And one of the things as a trainer that I always try and get across is to lead by example. I always I want my clients to know that I'm not asking them to do anything that I don't do myself on a regular basis. So I lead by example, and that means hitting 10,000 steps. And they don't want to hear me say, "Well, I did a 30-minute bike ride instead of doing my standard cardio." So theoretically, I'm sure I'm getting much more exercise because I'm pedaling much harder. But yeah, well, wow, this has been going on for way too long. I have a class coming up, like I said. I still have to prepare my food. And also, these live videos on YouTube, at least here, take a very long time to process. So 26 plus minutes is pretty long here. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please like, please comment, please view as often as you can. I appreciate it. Commit to consistency. Stay positive, stay strong. Zero excuses accepted ever. Have a great day.